Okay, let's get right into it, Todd. Big news: relaunch of Morrow Snowboards. What's going on with it? Tell the people what's happening.
Okay, well, as the audience may or may not know, Morrow was a snowboard brand that started in about 1990, and they were bought by K2 in 1999. And we had a couple years on K2. And then for whatever reason, the powers that be at K2 at about 2002 decided to cut the program of Morrow as far as like having a team and athletes and marketing towards shops. And they went big box with it. And that lasted for a few years. And then the brand kind of just went idle. And I had been kind of talking to some people at K2 and Elevate for a little bit about wanting to do a reissue board, but I didn't want to do it unless it was on Morrow. And since nothing had been done with the brand, I was like, why don't we just do it? Why don't we just do it on Morrow? But it wasn't as easy as just being like, okay, let's do this. So it took a little bit of pushing a rock up a hill after COVID. And after having some talks with some people there, it eventually came to fruition this year, and we have my reissued first pro model that I ever got on Morrow. So that was 1994. So this is 2024. So it's the 30-year anniversary of that board, and
congrats, brother.
And for all intent and purpose, Morrow is back.
Do we get the Toddzilla?
That was like 1998. I don't know if we're going to get the Toddzilla. See, this is another thing too, and it's cool that Jay Stone's there because, he and I have been kind of working on this project a little bit. Him on the internals and myself on just what do we want to do with this thing, right? Because like nobody wants to have a brand. I certainly don't want to have just like some reissue brand. Like I'm not interested in reissuing a whole bunch of my old pro models. Like it's not. I don't care about that. Maybe like two graphics that I really liked, and then it's time to do something different. And Morrow was always cutting edge technology. I mean, for better for worse, they were all known as the foam core board back in the 90s. And I don't know. I want to do something with the brand, and to make a difference. And Jay Stone's a goddamn board nerd, so tapping him and his knowledge of what is possible, I think is going to be cool. And we're in the preliminary stages of maybe mapping that out for the next 5 years. So it's a good time.
Jay Stone, maybe tell us about the X's and O's of these boards. I want to hear about it.
Yeah. So this was really my first time starting from scratch on like a reissue. Which was really cool to be a part of. Kind of for me, I mean, I always knew what Morrow was, but I wanted to learn about the history from Todd and, about the guys who started Morrow. And they were all engineers who were always pushing the limits of new technology and all that. So it was really cool to be a part of the project and get the behind the scenes. And then really we just wanted to try to reissue this board, but bring some modernness to it. Like wanted to make sure like those foam core boards were really, really sick. But Todd was saying like when they snapped, they fucking snapped, and it was pretty gnarly. So we were like, okay, let's make sure we make a really, really good riding board. He tested a bunch of boards and bring some of that like OG tech from Morrow into a new light. And so when you see the board, it's got like the original like raised rails along the sidewalls, the debossed dyno print on the top sheet. It looks really sick. And yeah, I'm super hyped on how it turned out. So it's just like it's an ode to the OG one, but it rides super, super well. It doesn't ride like a old 90s board.
Todd?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely, first of all, it's crazy to look down at that and see this board again under my feet. It's really wild. And as Jay Stone was saying, like it's having something that blends the old and the new, because if you look at it, the shape isn't too much different than the old board, which kind of shows you like, that the old shapes were actually, they performed, they were good. So having new tech in it, and maybe, in the future here, I would love to revisit the foam core board, because I feel like foam has come a long way since, 1994, the technology in it to now. And it'd be really fun to do something with that, or maybe revive some of the old.
Can we bring back the
iconic...
spoon? Can we bring back the spoon?
Dude, I would love to bring back the spoon for no other reason than to shove it in Battalion and Burton's face that they think they've invented some kind of technology when this shit was done in 92.
You have a literal fossil in your house of a spoon.
Give me a break. They basically chiseled this thing out of a wall of a cave, and we're like, you know what? We can just claim we invented this. No one will remember. I'll tell you what, Pepperidge Farm remembers. I fucking remember.
Todd, how old are you? Just out of curiosity.
I am 54 years fucking old, dude. Coming up on 55. It's kind of crazy.
I got the press release, and it was like Todd Richards signs with Morrow and Elevate, or whatever the hell, what's it called? Whatever the parent group is. I can't remember.
Elevate.
Yeah. And I was just like, fucking awesome.
And let's slap some respect on the ad was a McTwist.
Oh,
at 54 too.
Still launching Mickeys. Love this.
Dude, it's all in your head. The whole. I'm just gonna go off on a little rant here, and I know you guys love these. Look, the age is just an arbitrary fucking number that society has tacked on to human beings as a way to track mortality. Straight up. That's what it fucking is. And it's like, if you take care of yourself, you will run for at least 200,000 miles. You know what I'm saying? It's like, we are the Toyota of fucking beings, or just of entities on this planet. Like, if you take care of yourself, you're going to go as long as you can fucking go. If you
Chris
treat
does
your
lots
body
of oil changes.
Right. I mean, you got to change the oil more frequently.
You got to check the undercarriage.
But if you treat your body, if you're out there treating your body like fucking Six Flags, you're gonna fall apart. So you gotta treat yourself nice.
Let's clarify.
I got a good Tommy Gesme quote with that Six Flags.
Go ahead.
Your body's a temple and mine's a goddamn amusement park, and I'm about 5 seconds away from whooping your ass, Reed.
Well, I think in terms of taking care of your body, if you're talking about miles, there's highway miles, and then there's Baja off-road miles,
Right. Look, you guys drive on a fucking dirt road to and from work, okay? That's, when you're urban boarding, that's straight up washboard. You've been washboarding for years.
Your shocks are blown out after one trip.
Yeah. I'm a nice guy in the pipe, nice guy in the park. I can see my landings. I'm not concerned. I think I'm lucky that this is the route that I took for longevity.
Genius.
But still, you know what I'll say? Even like you, Reed, you just fucking cannonball downstairs all day long for a great time. At some point, you're going to have to be like, if I want to do this for 30 more years, I may have to look at some different obstacles.
No. The way to do it is to get so fucking jacked that you taco rail and break it in half. That's the tech.
Or
Zach Hale
be like
creatine.
Mikey. He was 51 when he just recently went Baja off-road pretty hard.
Oh, yeah.
But you guys don't realize that Mikey LeBlanc used to be 6'3".
Todd, have you seen this clip of Mikey grenading in Videographs by chance?
Yes, I have. It's wonderful. And
Full knockout.
I mean, look, people are built different. Everyone's built different, But I'm just saying, in the general terms of take care of yourself and you can go the distance. Mm-hmm. And some people are just more naturally inclined to take that to heart a little bit more.